The lighting's dark. I'm recording anyways because I want to talk about how I'm feeling right now, knee deep in the middle of this cut that I'm doing it's a calorie restriction. I started weightlifting about a year ago really slowly because I was having migraines and doing the exercises, pushing myself a lot of times would trigger migraines. So like I got in the gym when I could and I did what I could. I barely started raising my heart rate. Like it was very, very slow progression into where now, as of only a couple months ago, I really can actually like get my heart into the zone. I can get the intensity minutes. I can hit my intensity minutes goal each week. So it's been a long time coming, but when I started weightlifting, I knew that I didn't want to worry about the number on the scale because I knew that I wanted to gain muscle. I see something on this. And I knew that my diet was clean, like very clean. So I wasn't going to worry about the scale. My priority was muscle because of the state that my body was in. I can get into that in another video. So I started working out. I started prioritizing protein. I'm a meat-based eater anyways, so really it was just about getting enough in. And I gained weight because that's what happens. It's considered a bulk, right? I'm trying to hit this protein, I'm trying to hit these macros, and I'm trying to put on weight, essentially to give myself the right nutrients to also put on muscle. And I did that for quite some time because my gym, goings were slow. It was slow for me to get in there and be consistent because I was having these headaches. That as the headaches went away, I became more consistent in the gym, and I can tell now I'm a lot stronger. I can tell that underneath the outward fat on my body, there is muscle forming. Like I can tell these really small changes. And I got to this point recently to where I was like, okay, I want to do a cut, which is the opposite of a bulk. A cut is where you hopefully try to sustain your muscle mass, if not continue to gain while you lose body fat. And before you say that I don't have a lot of body fat, my weight, which the number doesn't even matter, 155 pounds, is just slightly higher than they want me to be for my age and my height. That doesn't take into consideration muscle, but where my fat is stored on the body is around my belly, which is the worst kind of fat you can have as it relates to metabolism. And I don't want that. I think it's making me tired. I think it's contributing to inflammation. I'm wondering why it's there, and not so surprised because I haven't been doing a lot of movement because I had these migraines for so long. So I started this cut actually before Christmas, and I know somebody, it's my brother's girlfriend. She is like a world competitive athlete. She does high rocks, if you know what that is, and other things. She's like ran the Boston Marathon, and in high rocks, she's gone to the world competition multiple times. And like, I'm going to get this wrong and I'll put the right information in here, but just recently, right when I talked to her about how to do this cut, she had just placed in American women, for American women, she was like 6th or something. It's crazy in the world. So I talked to her. She's also a CrossFit coach. And I talked to her about how to do this cut. And she pulled up this calculator, TDEE calculator. And she put my information in. It's really simple. And she said, okay, you want to eat about this many calories a day, which I can tell you in another video because it's not pertinent to here. You want to eat this many calories in a day. This is your macros. So how much protein, carbs, and fat you want. I started that right before Christmas. Now it was Christmas. I made gluten-free Christmas cookies, and I normally don't eat grains. So I was doing this calorie counting around Christmas, and then there was like 3 weeks where I sort of stopped, but I was still very aware of how much I was consuming. And so we get past Christmas, and I had lost about 5 pounds before Christmas, and we get past Christmas, and I stayed the same. But I didn't gain any weight, which was really good. Those are chicken crust pizzas, which is the whole reason I'm making this video right now, because I want to talk about how I'm feeling on a verge of I want to binge on everything. And as somebody who has dealt with binge eating and really seen repercussions from that, I'm taking a different step this time, and I just feel like I want to share that part of the journey with you guys, because I think I'm obviously not the only one that probably binge eats, if not binge eats in secret like I like to do. So I get through Christmas, I don't get any weight. That's fantastic. Now, I hang wallpaper for work. It's a very physically active business. I like it because it's physically active, and we've not had much work in January, which is pretty normal for my business this time of year in Ohio. And so we've been off of work. So my fiance and I, we've had a great lazy January. It's fantastic. We've been playing VR. We've been beating all these games on the PS5 that we have like slowly been playing. It's been great. And we've barely been moving other than going to the gym. And so I've been at this stalemate. I can't get beneath 150 pounds. I'm at 152.5, and then I'll be like 154.3, and then I'll get down to like 151.1 yesterday. And I can't get below it. And I'm at this stalemate, and I know that it's because I am not physically active at work. I just picked up last week. Work started last week, and I'm picking up, and it's picking up really fast, but I know that I haven't been physically active, and so I'm at this stalemate place, and I'm trying really hard, and I'm the most consistent I've ever been at the gym, and the most intense I've exercised with the most intensity. That's my cat, and he wants out. I'm gonna let him out. Come on, buddy. Come on. I don't have time. Thank you. Okay, let's come back a little. So I've been working out the most consistent because my headaches have been the most reduced. I've been working out the most intense because my headaches have been the most reduced. My diet is on lock. I've been logging it every day on MyFitnessPal, logging my calories, probably like 90% of the days. Occasionally I go a day or two without logging. But now I sort of know how much I'm eating. I learned a lot about that. And nothing is changing. Sure, there's like little bits of improvement that I can see in my body and I can feel in my clothes, and like my fiance tells me that he sees. Yes, little tiny slivers of like molding that are changing. Little tiny recompositions, but that is not what I want. I have been working on this for years, and I keep thinking I'm like right at this point where things are about to shift, and they don't. And then I feel annoyed and let down and uncelebrated and unseen, and then I binge. And right now I'm at this point I am at this point where I know that I'm not seeing more results because work has been slow. And my calorie count was based on an active lifestyle. And right now, other than the gym 3 days a week, or maybe 4 days a week, my 150 intensity minutes a week, my lifestyle is not active. I'm working on the show, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm literally working right here. And I know once I start working again, I'm gonna see quicker results. But because I don't see those results right now, I feel like I'm not getting any validation of the hard work that I'm putting in. And when I don't feel celebrated by life, by myself, by my fiance, by other people, that is when I binge. And I learned this lesson like 8 years ago from my naturopathic doctor, and I was talking to her about these binge eating issues I was having. Even eating healthy. I was binging eating like gluten-free, soy-free, corn-free, bad oil free, all the things free, and I was binging still, and we can still do that. And I think it's really important to understand, like, I was binge eating salads with like 700 calories of nuts and seeds on my salad. I was binge eating like healthy processed foods. It happens. And I was having a conversation with her, and I was just talking to her about all these things I had been through, because at that point when I talked to her, I healed from Crohn's disease. I was in cellular remission. I just gotten in cellular remission for the second time from Crohn's disease. I started growing my hair back after I lost half my hair I started my gold mine business, and I was making money doing that. On top of having to like work with my body and continue to heal my body and work with her, and she looked at me and she said, "When was the last time you celebrated yourself?" And I didn't have an answer. I don't know. I don't know. Like, when was the last time you celebrated yourself? Like, other than, like, good job, let's go on to the next thing. And so she gave me homework, and she said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take a time frame, whether it be 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, however long you want. And I want you to write a list of everything that you can celebrate, no matter how big or small it is. If it comes to your mind, write it down. And then I want you to pick a day, and I want you to pretend it's like your birthday. And I want you to go do whatever you want to celebrate that day. And whoever you're with, as long as it's somebody you trust, I want you to sit down and I want you to read that list out loud to them. And, you know, if they want to do it with you too, with their own list, all the better. But you sit down and you get out that list and you look them in the eye and you read all these things that you have to celebrate. And the day that you schedule to celebrate it, you treat it like your birthday. You do whatever you want. You can even binge if you want to. Like, do whatever you want to celebrate. And I picked 2 years of a time frame because that was like, I had been healing through disease for 2 years. Went through a lot. And I didn't binge that day. I did go out to eat. Don't remember what I had. Funny. I got this tattoo. And after that day, my binge eating reduced, like massive change. Now that was like 7 or 8 years ago. So I've still had challenges with it. It's come back up as I wasn't like feeling very emotionally stable. But I realized that when I want to binge eat, it's because I'm not feeling celebrated. I'm not feeling seen. I'm not feeling like I'm not reaping the rewards of the effort that I'm putting in. And so then my mind goes, well, I'm going to eat this horrible food and a lot of it, or I'm going to eat all this food and a lot of it because I deserve it. How else am I going to celebrate myself? I don't drink. I don't really do any drugs, really, because, like, you know, weed's legal now, but, like, I don't care to do that. I don't want to do that to celebrate. That doesn't sound good to me. What else do you do to celebrate? Go out with your friends to eat, which, like, I'm not going to many restaurants. I eat the same 3 restaurants in the little town I'm in Ohio. It's ridiculous. Like, what do? So I binge, and I order food in, and I get delivery, and I spend $50, and I eat a whole bag of fucking cashews or some shit. And I don't feel good after it. So like I'm eating and I'm binging to celebrate myself because I feel like I deserve it. I don't feel seen. I don't feel like I'm reaping the benefits of all of my hard work because I'm like playing this long game and sometimes it takes time. And then I binge eat and then I feel bad. And then that one binge eat day for me would last into like a binge eat week. And then I've taken 3 steps forward and then I take a big step back. And this pattern would continue for months and months and years and has sort of continued to this point. But I made a huge shift after she told me to celebrate myself. It's probably time for me to do that again. But even after that, I would know that I'm not feeling celebrated, so I could sit and I can acknowledge myself. I can sit with myself as an observer and acknowledge myself for the work I put in, the challenges I've overcome, how hard I've been trying, the things that are working, the things that I'm continuing to have faith in. I can sit and be that observer for myself instead of being like, I deserve this, and then feeling like shit anyways, which has nothing to do with moving me towards my goals. And I think that if you're not a binge eater, this isn't going to make sense because, like, why not just order a pizza? It's not that deep. But it is when you're physically hurting yourself in the process and you know that it doesn't work for you. It's not working. And then I'm like, it's a week later and I'm buying Milky Ways at the gas station and trying to hide the wrappers because I don't want my fiance to see or people around me to see because that's not the person I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm like a drug addict, and it's been interesting to navigate. And so I'm saying all this to say right now I feel that way. I know that I'm going to start work again and the weight's going to come off because I'm doing the right things and I'm not allowing myself to binge today. I'm making just chicken crust pizzas and I'm going to eat the fuck out of those chicken crust pizzas, but you can't really overeat protein. It's really hard because your body like wants to stop you. And I'm just going to make some fun protein-filled food for the next couple of days, watch a movie and eat, and see how that goes. And I'm going to sit with myself and celebrate myself because I'm putting this work in and I'm continuing to stretch my comfort zone and work harder. And I will see those benefits. You will see those benefits. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you for getting curious with me.